Some of the shooting victims don't even know who shot them. They sit in a silent, numb state. The faces we saw shed no tears, made no pleas for help. Aid workers say Syria's victims are exasperated. They've seen enough cameras, had enough of giving interviews, are done with the crying, and though every couple of hours they hear news of another airstrike, another gun battle, and another funeral, life remains in somewhat of a static state. Deaths and refugees are described in numbers. The Syrian conflict has resulted in, quote, over 100,000 deaths. 6 million people are now refugees. The majority of them live in squalid camps in neighbouring countries, Jordan, Lebanon and Turkey. Jordan's Zaatari camp receives 400 new arrivals every day, increasing the pressure on Jordan's economy, already struggling with a 2 million strong Palestinian refugee community. It's said that there are now more refugees in Zaatari than there are native Lebanese. The United Nations warns that social problems are compounded in the camps.
We have child labor, we have early marriages, we have many serious protection problems that need to be addressed, and unfortunately we do not have enough resources and enough capacity to deal with them.
This time of the year is particularly difficult. On the day we arrived, the season's first snow settled in parts of the Middle East. This is Lebanon. In a tented settlement a few miles from the border in Lebanon's Bekaa Valley, more than 1,000 people live in rudimentary shelters. As strong winds blow snow into the tents, families gather around small fires, desperate to keep warm.
غير هيك ما في جوع وبرد وما في اوان شوف عينكم.
امتى بلش البرد؟
صار له اسبوع واحنا تحت الشتاء والثلج والمطر. ما في حدا ساعدنا بشيء لا امام ولا غير امام ولا شيء.
امتى وصلت؟
مشي اسبوع. صارنا باركين هون ما في شيء قوي.
Men fill bags with dirt to hold down tents. They place car tires and bricks atop the flimsy wooden structures in a bid to prevent the wind from tearing them apart. In Lebanon, more than 835,000 refugees live in tented camps, unused buildings or with friends or family. The Lebanese government has decided not to house them in formal camps because of local sensitivities that they'll stay permanently. Aid agencies can help them with food, tents, blankets and clothes, but they can't set up formal refugee camps. Abdul Karim is from Aleppo. He says it's a miserable situation.
مش مجهزين لهاي العواصف يعني واجتنا مفاجأة طاروا الشوادر صارت تنزل شتاء وثلج وأولاد صغار ونحن نفضل يعني لو كنا ضلينا بسوريا تحت القصف أهون من العواصف.
Perhaps he is right. Just inside Syrian borders, the Turkish charity İHA is trying to ensure displaced Syrians don't have to leave their country and live as foreigners. It's part of an effort to help them psychologically adjust to life as a refugee. Only 5 kilometers from the border with Turkey, armed guards watch over the containerized villages. Musab is one of İHA's project managers. He's helping to replace shanty tents with container homes like this compound.
ونحن منظمة الإيهاها نبني هكذا الكونتينر بالهدوء حتى يكون البيت ونشوف الآن بعض الكروانات كيف داخل الكروانات تفضلوا.
A crisp white blanket of snow covers northern Syria. The temperature is below -2 degrees, but children walk around without gloves or coats. Some don't even have socks on their feet.
ما عندي حرامات للأولاد، عندي 9 أولاد وما عندي حدا يشتغل لهم. عم ازغ ما يطلع بالثلج لحتى مشان اغسل لهم وارويهم مي. شو بدي اعمل؟ وهالحرب صار فينا وداشرين دح، لا عندي خيمه مضبوطه دحشون، هاي اتجاه صعب من هون وهاي من هون. بدنا شوادر، بدنا تغذيه للاولاد، ما تغذيه هالشتاء منين بده ياكلوا؟ منين بده يعيشوا؟
The snow has wreaked havoc across the region and grounded the start of a humanitarian airlift that was meant to start bringing supplies from Iraq. We seem to have stumbled into the middle of a snow fight between refugee children and a group of South African journalists. A little respite perhaps, but it's short-lived. As Mus'ab finishes showing us around the village, we get a phone call. The border is to be closed within the hour. This is no place to be after dark, and if we want to avoid gunfights, it's time to move. We didn't hesitate. That morning, various news organizations sent a letter to the FSA, urging it to halt the targeting of media workers. There's been a sharp increase in the number of attacks on journalists. 20 reporters have been killed since March 2011, 8 of them foreign, including Iraqi cameraman Yasser Jumaili. 30 journalists are currently being held in Syria, and for much of our journey, we're told to keep our camera hidden to avoid attracting attention.